So when I was in college, I tried to do a few businesses, okay? And most of them, I started them out with little to no money. And although this video says, for example, $1,000, you don't really need $1,000. You could actually do it with a lot less. And I recommend it. You do it with less because as you keep learning, there will be failure. I 100% believe you will fail at a certain point. And it's better to lose maybe $50 or $100 than it is to lose, for example, $1,000. So this is better to be careful than it is to just start off way too much money, basically, okay? So as you watch this video, pay attention, be careful, and take it step by step. And remember, whether you start a business with 1,000 or 5,000 or $1 million or $1 billion, it doesn't guarantee any profits. It's why you have companies that go public like Uber did without any profits, okay? So the whole goal for this video is let's use this money to make a profit and to put money in your pocket. That's the whole idea, okay? And you could make these businesses make you a lot of money, or you could just do it like part-time side hustle type thing to make some extra money if you actually need it, okay? So as always, guys, do me a favor and smash the like button on top, but also subscribe and hit the bell to get notified. Now, by the way, it's not really like a hack. It's just like a way to make extra money, and you just start small and trust me on it, okay? Now, the first idea I'm gonna share with you guys is one that I actually did for a very long time when I was actually in college, and it was basically flipping phones. And for as long as Apple is around and phones are around, the resale market is going to exist because every year a new phone comes out, so you have a used phone that needs to have somewhere to sell it, okay? Now, it's become I'm telling you the competition here, guys, by the way, and the problems here, but it's become a little more difficult because nowadays you have companies that offer much more than a phone is worth because they want to get someone on contract to make money from a cell phone plan for them. For example, okay, I could bring an iPhone 12 to T-Mobile and trade in for like $700. Is it worth that? The answer is no, but they give me the new iPhone and now I have the new iPhone and I'm locked in for like 24 months on bill payments, and I'm also paying a plan, right? And they make a lot more money from me from that one-time investment. That's the idea. That's how they get you. But as far as, for example, us, which is like the used market, and we're trying to buy things, you know, you're not going to pay that much money for it because obviously it's not what it's actually worth, all right? That is the whole concept. But the idea of flipping phones is pretty simple. You're buying used phones and you're selling them to somebody else for a profit. Now, there are different levels here. There are people that are like technicians, so they might buy phones, for example, that are cracked. The screen is actually cracked or the back is cracked, and they will have machinery to actually fix it. Now, I gotta be honest, the machinery you probably think you need, you honestly don't need. You could buy a kit from iFixit, okay, or from Amazon, a phone fixing kit, and it has all the little screwdrivers with all the different tips to be able to basically open up an iPhone, flip the screen. By the way, usually with an iPhone replacement, you have to basically heat it because there's glue under here, so you heat around it, and you have this little plastic thing, and you start to raise the screen little by little, but only after you take out these screws. These screws are special, so you can't just use any screwdriver, obviously. You need to buy the kit. It's like $15 or $20. That's only if you really want to do, for example, like fixer-up deals, okay, where you're actually buying something that's basically cracked and you want to fix it, and then you make a bigger profit because it's obviously more difficult, okay? I've bought phones like an iPhone XS Max that I paid like $150, when at the time it was going for like $300, and I basically fixed it back for $50 because I paid someone else to do it. But if I had the machinery and the patience to go around fixing the back glass, right, and to basically fix it myself, the back itself, this little thing here, costs like $15, $20, even $10 on Amazon, and yes, it even comes with the Apple logo, okay? It's the same exact thing in a sense, all right? Now that's one way, but then there's a simple way to actually get it done, okay? And the simple way is you're buying phones that work just fine, but they're in used condition, and people want to sell them off because they want to buy something else, or for whatever reason it is, and you buy them used and you sell them to somebody else, okay? That's fine. Now, that basically means, Tommy, how do I figure out exactly what my buying price should be? By the way, don't be afraid when you see a phone that has, for example, a battery level of below 80%. You can fix the battery and boom, you have a solid battery. It's just been replaced for a good price, and then you're able to sell it for a little higher. Okay, now Apple has made it a little more difficult now, because whenever you're fixing something on Apple, it will show you like, hey, this is not an original part, it's an unknown part or whatever, but it's just because they're Apple and they want you to go to them and fix it with them or whatever. But it's not that complicated to fix these things whatsoever. I did it after watching a few YouTube videos, but I recommend you start off with iPhones that aren't that expensive, so this way if you break something, is not a big deal. Be careful, okay? And make sure you're organized, because you don't want to lose anything and you don't want to get stuck somewhere, okay? Careful, careful, careful. That's how you win this race. Now, overall, how do you figure out exactly what the price of a phone should be listed for, and how much you should actually buy it for? The answer is, for the first part is, the way you figure out how much a phone is worth is based on how much it's been selling for, not how much it's actually listed for. So when you go over to eBay, I'm gonna have my editor Paul go over to eBay to show you guys, okay? But when you go over to eBay and you type in, for example, the iPhone 12 Pro, it'll present to you all the phones that are basically selling. But if you go over to filters and you scroll all the way down to completed and sold items, that will show you all the completed orders that are also sold, and it will show you the prices for what they actually sold for. Whenever you see a line that's basically crossed off, it basically means that they took an offer, which is like, hey, they had it listed for $1,000, but they said offers accepted. So if you accepted an offer of $800, it won't show you the real offer, but it will show you that the line's been crossed off. So the seller accepted an offer from the buyer. It's that simple. So whatever the average price there is basically what the phone is selling for, and that is what you should base your selling price on. Not based on whatever you think in your head. It's based on the market. The market dictates the price. It's that simple. I know people that basically, they have their little phones and they're like, I take care of my phone, so I paid $700, so you should pay me $600. No, your phone is worth $200. You have an iPhone 4, okay? It doesn't matter. That's the idea. So the market dictates exactly what the price should be. So when you're a reseller, you buy and you sell based on the market prices. You have to be very smart. Now, how do you figure out exactly at what price you should be buying this phone? The answer is very simple, okay? You have to basically subtract all the fees minus your profit, and that equals your buying price, okay? So again, subtract from the selling price what the selling price is. Again, selling price, so if the phone is going, for example, for $400, minus all the fees to actually sell this phone, to ship it, minus, for example, also your profit. So all the fees minus your profit equals what you should be able to buy this phone for. Now let's do an example here, okay? So I'm in the market and I'm actually wanting to buy an iPhone 12. The iPhone 12 right now goes for around $400 or so. Now, I know eBay charges me a fee of 13% on average, okay? Now, eBay's like 10%, and they have their own transaction stuff, but if you want to do PayPal charges you around 3%, okay? So I always say like 13% overall, but do your research, because fees change, structures change, okay? So now you're saying, well, eBay is going to be 13%, so that's out the window. Now, simple math says, just multiply this by 87, because 100 minus 13%, which is basically the fee eBay's going to leave you, right? That leaves you with 87%. So what you're left with is basically $348. Now, if you want to include free shipping, well, you know, shipping a phone is going to be like $12 or so. So minus $12, well, that's around $336, okay? Now, what else is going to be included here? Well, in reality, got to take into account what is going to be your profit. I want to make, Tommy, from this deal, I want to make at least $30, okay? So $30 from this deal, that means you can buy an iPhone 12 for $306, and after all the fees, like eBay fee, by the way, eBay also has, for example, a listing fee, a selling fee, and a transaction fee, I think it is. So they make money from all sides. Kind of crazy, but it's ridiculous. A lot of fees. I wish there was somewhere like they didn't have that much fees. Swappa is a better option, so try Swappa too. They have great options there, and they don't have all those fees. So check Swappa, check Facebook Marketplace, check all that stuff. More on that later. But for the most part, if you buy this phone for $300, you'll be able to make your profit of $30 and pay all the fees, and everything's gonna be solid, okay? But this means when you're out there shopping for a phone to buy, you're buying a phone for that price. So if somebody tells you, no, my phone is brand new, you gotta give me at least $350, the answer is you can't do it because you're not gonna have your profit, all right? So that's how you figure it out. So whatever the selling price is going for, minus all the fees, minus your profit, equals your buying price. It's that simple. It's like algebra, but a lot more simple with numbers, okay? That is it as far as buying, okay? Now, where do you sell it? The answer is the last place you sell it is where they charge you a fee. That was always my rule, okay? So if I bought a phone on Facebook for $200 and it goes for $300 on eBay, I'm not gonna sell it on eBay. I'm gonna try to list that phone on Facebook again to try to make the most profit because I don't have to pay eBay a fee, all right? And remember, a few things here. You gotta charge people taxes if you're gonna be doing this, or else you have a problem. So you have to go into your eBay account and start charging taxes. Just look up, for example, how to charge people taxes on eBay. You'll have a tutorial on it. On top of that, use all the other forms of like selling before you go to eBay, because eBay is a quick sell, but they do charge because of that, because they do have a lot of people there. That is the over idea. And there is bigger profits to be had if you are buying phones that have issues and then you're fixing them. But remember, okay, what type of pieces or equipment do you actually use to fix phones? You don't have to use the best equipment out there, like the OLED screen and so on. You could have like a generic screen and you can fix it just like that. But if you try to go high quality, you got to know like you'll get good reviews, but you'll have smaller profits. So it's all up to you. So be careful. You could buy, by the way, lots of phones, like LOTS, like not like lots and a lot of phones, but it's a lot. It's like a phones, like a lot of phones for a discount that might have certain issues, and you can fix them and resell them in the market. But again, you gotta have some more technician skills as far as that. You could learn those on YouTube for free. But the more specialist you are, the more money you can make. It's just the way it works, okay? But if you're gonna be buying a phone here and there, just to make $300, you're gonna have to buy, for example, 10 phones. That's 10 conversations, 10 negotiations, 10 meetups, and so on. You might have to be paying gas, so all those things are associated with the price, okay? Also, when you're buying these things, give these people a bill of sale, because eventually you will have to start paying taxes on this stuff, and the government does not play. So a bill of sale to actually track exactly what you bought these phones for, track your inventory on an Excel sheet, and just try to be professional overall and take this seriously. All right, so that's the first business idea that I have for you. And by the way, if you want, I'm selling my phone, an iPhone 14. Hit me up on Instagram and I'll sell it to you for not a good price, because I know about this, okay? So I just don't recommend me either. But be willing to negotiate, get good at it, and step by step you'll become a lot better, right? That's the idea. Now, start off small too. That's another tip. Don't think that because you wouldn't buy an iPhone 6 that somebody else wouldn't buy an iPhone 6. That market exists. People care about those phones too. So if you're able to buy them, I remember one of my best deals was I bought an iPhone SE for like $60 or $40, and I sold it for like $200 on eBay. That was a really good deal. Things like that are like old phones. People might buy them on eBay. It's a faster sell than it is to try to sell it on Facebook, because no one really cares about those phones anymore. And most of those people looking on Facebook are people just trying to buy the new phone, or a reasonable, more new phone in a sense, okay? Now, number 2 is going to be thrift store sales. Now, I did this for a while. And I'm actually going to bring you guys one of my best deals. Give me a second here. I'm going to grab it from my kitchen. So I actually bought a bundle of these statues right here for around $2. It was 5 statues. Here they are. It's like a Chinese warrior or something like that. They're pretty cool stuff. Let me do this. Yeah, there you go. It's a Chinese statue, a little warrior thing, and I bought it for like $2. I still have them till this day, and I sold them. I think it was like for over $200. Pretty good sale, honestly, because they're like what do you call these things, like relics or whatever, so they go for a good amount of money. They're collectible, something like that. But overall, I found them at a Goodwill store for $2 a pop. I bought 5, so 5 times 2 is $10, and I sold it for like $200-$300 or whatever. And when I actually sold it, you might be asking me, Tommy, why do you have it? The person figure out what happened and then they send it back to you? The answer is no. The only reason these statues are here is because if you can look here at the bottom side, you see how like this stuff is like normal color, and down here is like a shadowy color. It's because I had to glue it. Because when I shipped it, I didn't have that much experience with shipping, so I shipped it and not that well, obviously, and everything broke. So when I got there to that person, because of UPS, you know, it got arrived broken, and he was like, I want my money back. And I was like, no problem, no worries, because it was my fault, you know. So I took the L. But I could have said, no, that's you got to talk to USPS about that. That's not my responsibility. Talk to them, because my shipping was spectacular, but obviously it wasn't. Okay, I would obviously wrap this stuff up today with like with the bubble wrap thing and with tape, and do it a lot better than I did back then. But it got away. But there was another deal that I got from Goodwill. And by the way, Goodwill isn't just about clothes, like jeans and clothes and shoes or whatever, but you can buy a lot of little collectible items there. I bought a snow globe for like, I think it was like $3 or $1.50. It's a long time ago, and I sold it for like $72. Like, it was a crazy profit, because again, people actually buy these things. Now, there is one tip I have to tell you guys, okay? eBay has this little feature. When you go on eBay, you could use the eBay camera that usually shows up. So you see that on, I don't have the internet, guys, okay, but right here there's like a camera. You can use that camera to actually scan items, okay, and when you scan items, it'll pop up on what's actually selling. And when you go back to filters, completed orders, and also sold items, what happens is you see all these items and what they actually sold for. And that's the idea, right? So now you're able to see, hey, is this item actually selling? When's the last time it sold? Does it sell for a good price? Is there a good profit to be had? And you're actually able to get a lot of good deals. Now, if you also go on eBay, you will see a lot of people selling T-shirts and clothes and so on. They go to thrift shops, they go to Goodwill, Red Cross, they buy all these clothes, and you're able to resell them on eBay for a good profit. I buy clothes on eBay all the time. A lot of the shorts that I basically wear, that are like Boomburu, something like that, it's like a $90 short, like place, ridiculous. But I buy them on eBay for like $20. $15, but when I go to Goodwill to buy them myself, it's like $5. Okay, it's a good purchase price with a good amount of profit. Okay, so eBay works for that. So certain places, for example, like when you're selling clothes like that and things that are collectible, eBay, I go straight there because they have a wide market, and paying the fee for a good profit like that is usually worth it. But when it's like a phone, you could get away with like selling them anywhere. Okay, that's why I do it. All right, now do me a favor, Paul. Use the eBay app and scan something around your house, maybe like an Xbox controller or your Apple Watch, whatever it is, so people see actually works, and then go to filters, go to sold, and so on, so people see that example. Now, number 3 is the only thing on this list that I have personally never done, and I probably will never do, but I really want to offer it to you guys just in case you actually want to try it. I'm kind of like jealous about it because I won't be able to try it, but I hope you try it, okay? It's actually flipping furniture. I don't try it because I'm not good at it, okay? But furniture. You can buy furniture on Facebook or Craigslist or wherever you buy furniture, obviously for cheap. And you go, you pick it up, you need a car. There's also free furniture everywhere. Be careful when you go to people's houses. Go with a friend, meet somewhere public. Be careful, be careful, be careful. Let people know where you're going. People are weird. So you buy these furniture for like $40. I saw this girl on TikTok or on Instagram, I think it was, and she bought this cabinet for $40. And try to find that video, Paul. And she sprayed it and she basically sprayed it. No, she didn't spray it, obviously. She bought the furniture. She bought all the supplies from Home Depot and Lowe's, and she started to sand it, to take off the color. She repainted it and gave it some life, and she sold it for like $300 or like $400, I think it was. So you're able to do this stuff, okay? Obviously, there's the cost of the picking it up, fixing it, the materials, the time, but it's a good profit overall. And you sell it right back on Facebook or wherever you actually want to sell it. So flipping furniture is also a pretty good deal. And I think eBay is also trying to get on deals or sales where people are actually trying to like buy things locally. So that's also something you could try. But yeah, flipping furniture is also something you could do. Now, Tommy, why don't you do it? I'm not good at things like that. I wish, okay? Maybe I'll try. I could get better at it. But for the most part, I just don't have an art bone in my brain, okay? Or in my hand. I used to be able to draw when I was a kid, but it was like DBZ characters, like Dragon Ball Z anime stuff. But for the most part, I'm just not good at things like that. But I can try. But I'm good at sales. Sales I'm really good at. So that's a part of it. But guys, that is it for this video. These are 3 simple ideas you could actually do. Start today with a few $100s. I said 1,000 for the thumbnail, for the YouTube algorithm, but for the most part, if you have $100, you could buy some furniture. You could buy some things at Goodwill and flip it on eBay. You could just buy things, okay? But just don't be an idiot. If you see something on eBay, if you're trying to buy something like this, and you saw like the last time it sold was like a year ago, and it sold for like a good profit, but like it's not selling anymore, the answer is probably don't buy it. Don't waste your time. I'll tell you guys a sweet story before I leave here for making it all the way to the end of the video. But me and my friend, we would go out all the time. This was one of my best friends when I was actually in America. And we would go to Goodwill. And one time we went to this thrift shop. Till this day, we have not been able to find this thrift shop. I don't know where it came from or where it is, but it was an amazing thrift shop. But you can also do garage sales. Garage sales are also legit. We go there, and I see this like Chucky doll. And it's not like a Chucky doll, but it looks like a weird doll. I'm like, yo, bro, that's not such a weird doll. He's like, yeah, it is, right? And I scan it. And I'm like, wait, this is a collectible doll from one of those like terror shows back in the day, you know, like one of those horror movies. And it was like this little doll. It was like a weird doll with black hair. It was like a voodoo doll or whatever. And I'm like, yo, we need to buy this thing. So we asked the lady, how much is it? He's like, it's $100. It's $100. I'm like, is it negotiable? She's like, no, it's $100. Some weird lady. I'm like, all right, let's buy it. The doll was going for like $400 online. We sold it for like $400 on eBay. It was a sweet deal. All right. So again, you find a lot of those sometimes. Sometimes you don't find that many of them. So have your consistent products that you like can sell all the time, and have like those items you're able to just hold on to. But if all you have is $100 and you know it's gonna take you a while to sell an item like that, don't buy it. Obviously, like buy the things you're able to like flip a lot faster, because you do need to have more money. And don't spend the money you make on trash. Spend some of the money that you make to pay yourself. That's important, and some of the profits to reinvest into the business to actually make you more money. That's my advice. That's my 2 cents. Thanks for watching. Comment down below eBay. I love eBay. So I know you made it all. By the way, I just bought. I'm sorry. I should let you go a long time ago, but I love this video so much. I just bought on eBay Microsoft Surface Pro 4 for $130 retail. That thing was like $700 to $1,200. The version I got was like almost like over $1,000. I bought it for $130. It's repaired, I think it is, but it's a good, solid computer. That's the idea. It's like a lot of things you're able to buy if you, and I'm pretty sure that person sold it to me because they're making a profit too. So I'm making huge savings. They're making a profit. Everyone's happy. So again, eBay is a legitimate place to find good deals. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified. Up here is another video. Over here is my face. As always, Long Term Team officially out.